You're welcome. We waited to challenge.
Are you going to wait? Thank you.
Okay, I'm requesting for a picture with the staff of RMNP first.
Colin yagiye eriye imodoka zizamujyana.
For a moment.
Mamizu, bakuite. Let us out.
Is that okay? Is that okay? Good. Got it. Thank you. Our staff only. Our staff only. Let's balance the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, come for a briefing. Sorry, but please.
One more time. Uganda Wildlife Authority, in particular, Rwenzori National Park, want to thank you so much for the continuous support to Rwenzori National Park. With the support from the Ministry of Tourism, we have been able to make the mountain enjoyable by our tourists. However, much as we have done a lot of infrastructure, a lot is still demanding. We have put our work on the tutorials and on the map. I want to hand over my colleagues, taking to the location. From there we we also need some, we normally have our tourists when they get to Gabon in the mountains. We don't have any. So if we could get some gadgets, I think we shall be great. However, the achievements are seen, and the communities within the Rwenzori really appreciate. We want to thank you with your team, and the big size, you are welcome to Rwenzori.
But you introduce yourself to the team.
My name is Alice Natkunda.
It's okay,
Alice Natkunda. Alice Natkunda is my name. I work for Uganda Wildlife Authority in Rwenzori Mountains National Park. Right here, I'm representing the warden in charge for Rwenzori Mountains National Park, who is away on official duties in Kampala. And together I'm with the team, which I'm working with, to ensure that today's activity is successful. Honorable Minister, thank you so much for this massive marketing of Rwenzori, and we are very sure that from this explorer, we shall have many tourists coming to visit Rwenzori. With that, I request that I give you my teammate to take you through the pictorial of what we have in Rwenzori and what you have been supporting us with. Maybe you can as well stop us, support us. Thank you so much. Jeffrey, kindly take the minister through the pictorial.
Thank you, Alice. Thank you, Alice. Honorable Minister and your team, I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to Rwenzori National Park. My name is Geoffrey, and I work as a tourism warden for Rwenzori Mountains National Park. Rwenzori Mountains National Park is one of the 10 national parks we have in Uganda, but the most important, as it is one of the rare parks that are unique with the highest point in Uganda, the third highest in East Africa. It is the park that has the highest point at Margarita, which is 5,109 meters above sea level. I want to, in a special way, welcome everybody. And I want to tell you, you have made the right choice to come to this park. This park is producing, and it is only a place if you want to renew your energies. For those who were here in the morning and did the race, I think you experienced it. It is the only place where you can renew your energy. Okay. If you are having trouble with a relationship and you want to mend your relationship, you come to the mountain. If you want to propose an everlasting relationship, come to the mountain. Honorable Minister, I want to thank you once again in a special way for these campaigns. And it is none other than us to come and explore our resources and enjoy it and be happy with it. I've been tasked to take you through the pictorial. Kindly allow me to take you through it.
Where are we starting from?
Honorable Minister, Rwenzori Mountains National Park is an international plant area, and it has a variety of plant species, some of which are only found in high altitude areas. Here is the Ericacia trees, and this zone is called Ericacia zone. It is associated with high altitude. You can only see this on the third day when you are hiking the mountain. And the mountain ranges you see around here, these are Mount Stanley ranges. This one is everlasting flower, and this one is also associated with high altitude. You will start seeing this from the third day towards the peak. And what is special with this flower is that even when it is dead, it is always alive. And that's why it is called everlasting. When you pick it and take it home, when you go to check it, you'll find it looks fresh. That's why it is an everlasting flower. This is a giant lobelia.
That's one the unique to the Rwenzori?
Yes, unique to the Rwenzori, but also to mountainous areas. Okay. We have them in Mugahinga National Park. We have them in
the flower.
It is also in Rwenzori, Mount Elgon, and Mugahinga. This one is giant lobelia. This lobelia is a medicinal plant. For those of you who has skin allergies, you pick the leaves of this giant lobelia, put it in warm water, and you bathe with it. It relieves you from the allergies. And here, this is the fruit. This is the fruit of the lobelia, and we also use it to make musical instruments called the flute. F-L-U-T-E. Those who are musicians, you understand that one. And this is around Lake Buchuko. Honorable Minister, you see these are ladders, and we had a challenge of ladders. And recently, we want to thank you. We want to thank the government through the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities. They gave us resources, and we are improving from these boardwalks.
So you should tell me what
Where
this
is this?
Are you
Is
here?
that a
What you
lake?
saying? Where is that?
Is that a lake up there?
Yes, Lake Buchuko. It is up in the mountain. You will reach this lake on the third day.
So most of the activities are after the third day. How many days do you climb? Take to climb to the peak?
We are ending somewhere on a hike, a visual hike. We will take you through that one. Thank you so much. Later.
Because we want in the mindset to know that if it takes 10 days, now we are going everything.
It
seems
takes
to be
7 days round trip.
Oh.
Average walking.
round trip to go and back.
Yes. This is the Lake Standara, and it is also up in the mountain.
A different one from the other. Do they connect?
There is a loop that connects them.
But it's different from the other one.
Different from the other one. The other one is the Bujuko. This is Lake Standara.
And this one?
This one is part of Bujuko on the right side.
But you can see how beautiful, huh?
No, very.
These are locks along the central circuit, and you will see them on the second day. This is the Katshifa Bridge, and we got this bridge from UNESCO, the UNESCO funded bridge.
How long is it?
It's 5 meters. This is the Bujuko, Lake Bujuko. This is also around Lake Bujuko. This is the client, and this is on the third day also. This is giant lobelia in fruiting season. This is the new accommodation that we got funding from the Ministry of Tourism in the 50s, and we are putting it at a high altitude. It is at a place called the Arena. This, it is at 4,500 meters above sea level. This is where you stay, and the next day you summit. This is the last camp as you get the highest Margarita.
So there are different accommodations
Yes.
every other day.
day.
So when you go, it's not a continuous walk.
No. You start the first day, reach
Stop
Yabitawa
somewhere.
camp. There is accommodation. You stay. The next day, John Martin. You have a night there.
How many hours do you walk each day?
It depends upon your pace.
Average,
Average, you walk about 4 hours.
4 hours a day.
But you know it's better when you fly, eh? When you come and
Yeah, we want to plan the timing well.
This is really Arena camp.
How
And,
many people does it accommodate those camps? Like at max, when you have many visitors?
we can accommodate up to 30 for Arena. Up to 30 for Arena, the highest point.
And different people
You
in
speak louder
different...
so people can. We can accommodate up to 30 people at Arena.
only one camp.
In one camp, yes.
But all the camps on that specific day have different people.
As you leave the camp, other people
others
are
coming in
As
for
you
that.
leave the next camp, others are coming in.
But also, I think you should explain, you can't have so many, because you have so many porters, I think you'd explain that. The logistics that go around just one person.
It is true. On average, we take 7 porters, 5 to 7 porters for one client.
5 to 7 porters.
Yes.
Porters are the people who walk with you throughout.
They walk with you, they carry your luggage, they carry your food, they carry your clothes, they carry the beddings.
They fight the animals that come to eat you.
Unfortunately, there are no animals that will
They are no.
eat you, but also we have got rangers who are armed. In case you meet elephants, because we have elephants in this park, they can scare, shoot, and but we have never had a case where guests are attacked by animals.
So you can see the logistical issue. Because if it's 7 people per person, how much food would you carry to feed that entire team if you have more than 30? So it's also a logistics kind of issue.
This is the Irina Lake, and this is at 4,800. And this is at snow line when you're about to summit. All of this is above 4,000. This is how it looks like in the morning, before sunrise. This photo was taken in the morning at the snow line before sunrise. And then it also looks like this after sunrise at the snow line.
So I thought you'd also tell us about the community and managing this trail. And
Are there people living within the mountain?
No. We are the only ones.
But on the other side of those hills, we see so
They
many houses.
live outside the park. Outside the park is also mountainous. But inside the park, we are
So
the
the
only people
mountain
who live in the park.
is only inside the park.
Yes.
so it's another
You talked of the snow
I thought you spoke about that.
causes,
Climate change.
mitigation, any
We are embarking on encouraging communities to plant trees. We are also outside the park, but also inside the park we have a program of restoring degraded areas, degraded by floods. So we have so far managed to restore 400 acres of degraded areas. So now, Minister, allow me to.
How many parks did you say they are? Are they parks like the different hotels up to the top? Camps. Stopovers. How many are they?
We have 4 camps.
There are 4.
Yes.
And you're going to see them better on the map.
Oh.
I came to wait for you.
Oh, he was
to
with
usher
us.
you
This
in.
one. Thank you, Carl.
The centerpiece. He has to bring on the centerpiece. Ah, yeah.
This one is part of us.
So allow me, Honourable Minister, to hand over to Joseph, Assistant Colleague Joseph, to take us through the visual hike.
No, for the cameras, both.
temwerabira bagamba yabasomesa
Are you set? Are you set? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Minister, once again you're welcome to Rwenzori Mountains National Park, and you are at Mihonga Gate. We are at 1,700 meters above sea level. as we recognize Rwenzori Mountains National Park, we don't forget that it was gazetted a forest reserve in 1941. It was gazetted a national park in 1991. It is recognized as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO in 1994. And we are also a UNESCO heritage by a Ramsar heritage by UNESCO as well. That was in 2008. And in 2023, we were also recognized as a member of the Forestry Stewardship Council. All these are looking at the conservation of beauty of the several intrinsic values that we are holding the Rwenzoris. Whereas we are the third highest in Africa, we are following Mount Kilimanjaro and Mount Kenya. But on the however note is that whereas Kenya and Kilimanjaro are volcanic mountains, Rwenzori happens to be a block mountain, making us the highest mountain range on the rest of the Africa's continent. We were before called Mount Rwenzori National Park, but because of the several ranges that were formed due to tensional and compressional forces that evolved the downwarping and upwarping, several ranges were formed that made Rwenzori change from Mount Rwenzori National Park to Rwenzori Mountains National Park. And these ranges include Mount Stanley, Mount Speke, Mount Becker, Mount Gesi, Emin, and Ligue du Savoy. These are separated by steep valleys. Whereas we are also looking at the lakes on the pictorials on the side, we are not forgetting that glaciation was much more active on the Rwenzoris in about 30 million years ago. And the fact that glaciers are acidic in nature, they hit most of the rocks underneath and they cause depressions. And because of climate change and the glaciers being on the Rwenzoris, the depressions were cleared away from the glaciers and they remain harboring water, making them glacial lakes. And someone was asking how many could we be having. So we have more than 50 permanent lakes on the Rwenzoris. All these are shedding away their waters through the lowest levels of altitude, pouring into the different main valleys. Take an example of Mubuku, Nyamwamba, Nyamugasani, among several others, draining their waters into...
This one is Mubuku.
This is Mubuku. Draining their waters into the Lake George in the lowest level. Remember that Lake George is joined by Edward through the only channel that we have in the whole world. And not forgetting that Edward is shared between Congo and Uganda. So on the Congo side is where River Semuliki starts from Edward and it meanders through the northern parts of the Rwenzoris, draining its waters into the Lake Albert, whereas the Lake Albert forms the Albert Nile, and this joins the River Nile that goes through the Egypt and ends in the Mediterranean Sea. Wow. When we say Rwenzori is a water catchment area and a Ramsar site, Ramsar sites are mainly referred to as wetlands of global importance, and we are proud that we offer more than 65% of our waters ending into the Mediterranean Sea. We have got a number of animal species, among which may include the forest elephants, the chimpanzees, and we have the second biggest community of chimps in the Rwenzoris, next to the primate capital, which is Chibale, but our chimps are not habituated, therefore seeing them depends on the luck of the day. These species are together with the blue monkeys, the black and white colobus monkeys, among several others.
And the red deer, I saw a red deer.
The red daika.
The red daika,
yes.
when I was there.
Yes, a red daika is one of the endangered species. It is actually one of the species that is selling the Rwenzoris, and our locals call them the mountain goats.
Yeah.
Yes, and this is a delicacy to the communities. Remember, before the park was gazetted, they used to get in there, but because we are restricting them, we are together working with them in conserving all these, because some of them are their totems as well. Someone mentioned something with endangered species and endemic species. Among the flowers that we were going through, I had some questions coming from the background and they never gave him chance to respond to them. The issue is that with endemic species, we are referring to those species that can only withstand altitudinal conditions. And the fact that we are part of the western arm of the Rift Valley, some of the species are endemic with the Rwenzoris and the Albertine Rift Valley. And among the other areas together with may include Mugahinga and some parts of Rwanda, among others. If we can take our walk on the Rwenzoris up to the peak, then we start from the lowest altitude that we mentioned at Mihunga Gate. And once again, allow me welcome you to mountaineering activities that the Central Circuit is blessed to have you today, where we have 3 other trails that connect from the one main entry, one being the Diamond Trail, sir, whose bridge is suspended due to the effects of flooding. It was washed away, and we are praying hard that it is fixed back and we can have more of the activities explored on the side of the river. Then we have Mahoma Nature Trail that goes up to one of the lowest altitude lakes, that is Mahoma Lake, at 3,000 meters above sea level. And this is within the bamboo zone that happens to be the 3rd vegetation zone in the zonation of the Rwenzoris, having covered from the montane forest zone that we are looking at, dominating of the tropical rainforest responsible for the formation of tropical rainfall, making the Rwenzori rains unpredictable. As if that is not enough, we also receive relief and convectional rainfall, making the Rwenzori rains unpredictable. Of course, we shall have taken a stretch from the Queen Elizabeth, and that is the Savannah grassland zone. So on our trek, we go through the montane forest zone, and one of the tree species that is famous happens to be the mahogany tree that is more much recognized for the Rwenzoris, and that is one of the species that we are protecting against the communities to take it away, but they have learned how to make it in harmony with us in conserving their own mountains. Not forgetting that one of the reasons that Rwenzori was gazetted the UNESCO World Heritage Site was looking at 3 outstanding conservation values, one of which is Rwenzori being a water catchment area, number 2 is Rwenzori being a home of endangered, endemic and rare species, and then importantly is that Rwenzori is a cultural heritage site. So when we talk of cultural heritage, we are seeing the communities mingling with the park management to ensure that we are conserving for future generations. Going through this takes us around 7 kilometers, the first camp of Nyabitaba, and Nyabitaba is sitting at 2,651 meters above sea level within the montane forest zone. Sir, we have an accommodation facility that you funded to us, and our clients are enjoying at this same zone. At least we can accommodate about 40 clients on Nyabitaba camp, but the fact that Nyabitaba is the main exit and the entrance, then we have a double accommodation required, because clients going up will be in Nyabitaba and those coming down also stationed in Nyabitaba. On our second day, we descend down to Katishifa Bridge. Among those photos that we saw, it was taken by the floods, and UNESCO gave us funds that it was fixed back. And this takes us through the bamboo zone that welcomes us to Nyamileju Rock Shelter, where we are planning to have a shelter that our clients can use for their rest as they continue to Jonumate camp, being the second camp on the Central Circuit Trail, sitting at 3,500 meters above sea level. From Jonumate on your 3rd day, you are joining more at the Loberia Gardens, with several lobelia species, including lobelia biquati. As we proceed, we get up to Juku Camp, which is in the heart of the snow-capped mountains. And here we have that is Speak, Becca, and Stanley. And then we proceed to Elena Camp that is being finished. And from this point, you get to the top of the Rwenzoris at 5,109 meters above sea level. And from this point, you descend down to Chitandara. From Chitandara, you get down to Gayoman. From Gayoman, you get back to Nyabetaba, making Nyabetaba the station point, and the name Central Circuit was retrieved from the circle that you make up to the peak and get down. Currently, the Central Circuit is being concessioned by Rwenzori Mountaineering Services, and Kilembe is concessioned by Rwenzori Trekking Services, and several other communities have come up in touring the Rwenzoris with several tour operators that market the Rwenzoris. Otherwise, if you have no questions, allow me say thank you so much for listening, and Joseph Muhindo is my name. I salute you all. Yes?
Who is Rwenzori Mountaineering Services? Are they part of the community? Secondly, how do the communities benefit in terms of porters? How many people benefit from?
Continue. Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Rwenzori Mountaineering Services is a company, a community organization from the Kasese district, and it is made up of the many families for the people who neighbor the park. The Uganda Life Authority gave them a concession to run activities on the Central Circuit, and the money they pay, they only pay Uganda Life Authority money for entrance. The rest of the money goes to the communities. If you have seen, actually when you are going down, you will see the kind of households these communities have. I must say, this community here is one of the well-off communities. If I compare with other places that neighbors, other parks that we have in Uganda. And they have their management, they employ their people, and they get the benefit as communities. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, in addition, it's a community-led concession, and this Rwenzori Mountaineering Services engages over 1,500 porters, cooks, and guides. So having engaged them in this, us as a park, or Rwenzori Mountains National Park, us as a community who deal with them, it is much easier for us to get illegal actors through these communities. If they meet any illegal activity, they come and inform us. If they meet any illegal charcoal burner, they come and inform the park. At the same time, they work as our intelligence team. So we are in good terms with our communities, and we really feel it should go ahead. Thank you so much.
Maybe, Madam, what we need to inform our visitors is that hiking cannot be it's not facilitated by only Rwenzori Mountaineering Services. There are also other community service providers.
That's what he explained. He explained it. Yes.
How many kilometers are there to walk from here to the top?
Okay, the kilometers to walk from here to the top is about 38 kilometers.
Okay, so, and then the round trip?
And the round trip on the Central Circuit makes about 58 kilometers. But the issue is that you may say, I can hammer this in one day. It is possible.
Okay.
Some people may wish it that way, but for purposes of acclimatization, we recommend that in a day, you should not take more than 1,000 meters above sea level. And for that reason, you will start from 1,700 and reach up to 2,600. Not more than 1,000 in a day for purposes of acclimatization. The body should adjust to the climatic conditions.
Then the porters, it's the clients who come to do the mountain climbing that pay the porters.
Now what happens
How
is,
much do they pay them per porter?
The issue is the stakeholders, our concessionaires and other players they market in form of a package. So the package can be 1,400 US dollars. It has the park entry fees, it has the food for both clients and porters, their wages and the accommodation. And then what happens is that you as a client, you will pay a package and these people will sort it themselves. However, this is in category. Our clients are categorized in foreign residents, foreign residents, and East African residents. Then the students are also subsidized and given a lower rate.
And numbers?
The numbers in terms of?
In terms of if I'm coming, or today we want to come 10 or 20 or 30, does that also determine the package?
Yes. Now, it determines, of course, when you are in packaging, when you are many, the package lowers a little bit. But currently on the central circuit, as we mentioned, it's only Nyabetava and Elena that can cater for 40 people. But other camps can cater for a maximum of 12. So it's the reason that we still pledge to have more of the accommodation in those areas.
Are there moments during the year that are not conducive for the mountain climbing?
Now, our seasons, our tourism seasons are categorized into two. We have the high peak season and the low peak season. And at most, our seasons are determined by the market of visitors.
Not the weather?
Not the weather as per here, but the market of visitors from where they come from. For example, in Europe, when it is a winter season, they will go for holiday. When they come for holiday, for us here, we find that it is the summer season. And then they utilize that just to go up to the mountains. However, there are those clients who prefer going during rain season because of some other climate changes on the mountain. During rain season, there is no wind. And during the dry season, there is a lot of wind. So the preference can be made by you.
Last question.
Yes.
You spoke about safe rescue.
Yes.
Have you gotten incidences of clients having issues and you have to rescue them? And what kind of rescue are you talking about? Are you talking about a helicopter? Are you talking about food rescue? And what is the positioned medication situation at this place?
Thank you so much. They will add, my colleagues will add. The support we are looking for are helpers. We have had situations where our clients, others fail to make it to the top. And some of our porters, cooks and guides carry these, they carry back the visitors. So we feel if we could get helpers for it to lift the people who fail or visitors who fail, it would be much better for us.
A helipad different from a helicopter. When you ask for
It's
a
the
helipad,
same.
does it mean that the helicopters
Okay,
are already in place?
the helicopter.
Helicopters?
Yes.
And they are helipads?
Yes.
How long has this activity been going on?
At the moment, we are using modern stretchers to do rescue. With people, we have 4 people. Yes, a modern stretcher. A local African helicopter.
Kamanyere mu Luganda babanga omukeeka kati bakuteeka omwo n'obeera omwo bwotyo abasajja ne bateekamu emiti ne balyoka bakugulukusa kubanga olusozi lulimu upside down. Omuntu bagenda bamutwalira kuli era wano tulina abalina experience ennene nnyo.
Project manager waffe ajja kwongerako. So what they you can start there.
The reason why I'm asking is you can get people who can't return, and then it is now 4 days, and issues there are issues that there are health complications that wouldn't take more than 6 hours. Do you question them before they leave here? For example, high blood pressure people. And at that moment, you know, you have a limited amount of time. So many different people go for those hikes. They don't know their health positions. So, based on the amount of time that you have been here, Is that something that has been reluctant on the side of...
We do the briefing before guests go up to the mountain. And those are the issues we advise clients about. Some clients have declared, and after the briefing they say, I feel I should not continue.
Have you had deaths?
Only one.
Only one.
Yes. And the reason as to why we think if we had a helipad, there are situations that need quick response. So if we had a helipad, some clients have their money. He can even afford to call for a helicopter to come and rescue.
Do you have qualified medical personnel to come in quickly to give that first aid?
We are trained in first aid, but we don't attach medical personnel.
Then another issue, you were talking about the construction of these camps. How are materials taken there? Is it physically, the cement, the timber, the iron bars?
Maybe before the response, Chairman, Newton, can you speak about safety, the incoming developments, the helipad and all that?
Yes. Regarding safety,
introduce yourself.
Good afternoon to you. You're welcome to Rwenzori Mountains. I am Newton Achiza, a planner at the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, and attached to Rwenzori Infrastructure Developments. We are trying to improve safety and convenience for anyone who is hiking, the workers and the tourists, of course. And that requires a very good approach. We are currently doing the trails, improving them, and in the next 2 years we are going to do 4,000 meters of climbing ladders, metallic, that can enable us move faster and safer. And then we are now doing boardwalks. Some of the materials are there, and then improve one's health and convenience by code-proofing the accommodation. We now do code-proof accommodation, and we are going to do helipads also in the next 1 year. We are going to start with 2, one on the Kirema trail and another one here. And we have Ministry of Works on board. They are now studying the materials to use. Should it be composite floaters made of plastic, or something to do with cement and stone. And in the next 2 weeks, in the next 2 months, we shall have the designs ready to enable us to proceed. Unfortunately, the flat areas up there are kind of boggy. They are swamps. On top of the mountain, there are several swamps, and so you must find a way of enabling those helicopters land on top of those swamps. So you need to study very well the material you're going to use. So we then, again, regarding safety, the ministry is currently procuring oxygen equipment, and then the modern stretchers, plus others that can enable us support the clients who find issues up there. Yes.
And the communication part of it, how is the communication? Do you have networks?
Yes, we are, again, the ministry is in this year, the budget that has been approved, going to provide a satellite-based communication gadgets. We are going to start with a few as kind of pilot, and then we shall upscale the scope to provide adequately. Otherwise, even if you bring mass here, it's hard. You can't transport materials up there. And then the cable car is also in the line. Maybe the minister talked about it, the Honorable Minister talked about it. The National Planning Authority has taken it up to do further studies, and once the studies are positive, it's also going to come very soon. We have a lot of proposals from the private sector interested in establishing the cable cars, but given that it's a new area for us, for this government, we are handling it cautiously, undertake adequate studies, and be able to implement something that is going to work for us.
Thank you. Yeah, the question, you conclude by telling us your numbers in terms of entry, how many you receive, and then we conclude.
Thank you.
I was asking about materials, I think.
Okay.
How you carry materials?
Materials. You see, this park is found in a rugged area. Beyond this point, there is no road. So we use local labor to carry all the materials that we use to do construction up in the mountain. And it makes it very expensive. Because not everybody can carry materials to the mountain. So we use local labor to carry the materials.
Your numbers, how many people visited last year?
Last year we got 7,500.
7,557.
That's a good number.
Visited?
Yes.
In 1 year?
Yes. Yeah.
It's a good number.
Yeah.
And this, you said it's 1,000 how much dollars? Like package?
1,000. Between 1,200 to 1,500.
Depending on how you
If you have big numbers, you even get it a little reduced.
Do you have weather stations, huh?
Yes, we have.
Yes.
We have.
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
So thank you so much on behalf of the team. I know you've been hosting a couple of people since morning, and you'll continue hosting. Thank you so much. In the interest of time, you'll allow us proceed.
We
want to thank you for
had
conserving
not
the-
finished. We were ending on those pictorials.
Please,
These ones in
1
the-
minute, 1 minute. This one? This is the new accommodation.
As you go to the last point, you wait for summit. And this is for the central circuit. It's accommodation for central circuit. And this accommodation when you use the kirema, you sleep. When you use the central circuit, you sleep. Yeah, all of them are
Appreciate those aspects when you see the stadium.
This is the last. So thank you so much. Where is the... Thank you on behalf of the team. Wish you the best. We've taken the challenges and we'll continue. Thank you.
We request you to sign in our visa.
I'll sign as I move.
Oh, sorry.
Rasta.
So I'm very Rasta. I know Ali moto ko ba? Ai ne ko ba? Rasta mbo yambu se wagulu awo.
Soldi ono twaina abantu bikoma kukwedde kasanvu. Yes.
2,500.
Kaine simu. Huh? Ronnie. Yangu. Ronnie. Ronnie. Yangu. Honorable. Yeah, that's the chifana. Reba yangu. Reba yangu.
Okay.
No, no. Manager nange cameraman bampeyo. Honorable naye kabampeyo.
Aha, yeah.